Okay, so good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, we are going to talk about this COVID. It's just a simple conversation. Yan. It's just a simple conversation, and we hope that um, we can actually ano ba yun? Release any tension by actually having a conversation so that we would learn each other. Well, how are you coping? What are you doing with this quarantine? And I believe there are some countries who haven't experienced the community quarantine or lockdown. So perhaps through this, they would be able to learn from us because this is our going to second week, right? Second week.
Yeah.
So, Karen?
Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Thank you for tuning in and for being patient with our internet connection. Yeah, so what we're going to do today, this afternoon, wherever you are in the world, we're gonna ask a question on how do you cope with this coronavirus crisis that's going on right now. So currently in the Philippines, we have 400 plus confirmed positive cases. And yeah, so today is the most number of cases in our entire, what do you call that? In the record. There is the highest number of confirmed cases, maybe because we finally have some test kits distributed to some hospitals. So we would be expecting more positive cases in the future because of the availability of the test kits. Anyway, I have prepared, before I'm gonna ask a question on how do you cope with the coronavirus stress or crisis, I prepared a short presentation on how we can cope with the coronavirus anxiety, and I entitled it as COVID-19. So these are just five short an acronym. Hi, Rafael, you're smiling. Okay, these are just five. Yeah. So number one, C is for care. So when you think of COVID, the letter C is care. Care is self-care. We need to strengthen our self-care for at this moment. So that means we need to have adequate sleep, we need to eat healthy food, we need to exercise, the things that we need for self-care. If we have been practicing self-care before, this is the time to strengthen our self-care. And that includes strengthening our immune system, right? We need to research what are the food we need to eat or what we need to drink, liquids that we need to drink, or herbs that we need to take to strengthen our immune system. I'm sorry for the background noise. That's my baby. Okay, so we need to strengthen our. Next is another thing is care enough to stay home. Please stay at home. This is our contribution actually when we stay home. Sarah Jones said on her blog, to stay out now against all evidence-based recommendations is to reveal oneself to be small-headed and cruel, if not, okay, that's a bad language right there, if not stupid. You know, there are doctors dying at the front lines because you know, this is a serious case, and there are a lot of frontliners that are tired right now because of the increased number of positive cases, and And what we can do, our share, to help them is to care enough for them to stay home. Let us stay home because um, when we are in our houses, we do not spread the virus. And we need to assume that we are also carriers, that we might contaminate other people. We don't know because there are asymptomatic. So when we practice social distancing, we do not give the virus a chance to transfer to another person, and it will die after 14 to 21 days. So the more we are inside our houses, we confine ourselves at home, self-quarantine. That is how we show care for our community, for our frontliners, for our medical practitioners who are already tired, and some are sick already, and some are already, went away. They're dead because of contamination. Number three, we care by showing empathy. And this has been a question before by Adriana. How do we show empathy in times of COVID? And this is, well, you show empathy by not hoarding. You show empathy by just um, thinking of those people who could not afford to buy more. So you just buy what you can have for yourself and your family. No hoarding, no panic buying, and if you can, if you have the resources, give. Give through or show empathy by praying for them, encouraging other people. So that's the C in COVID. Because why care? Because the more we put others, we think of others, we think less of ourselves. So there's self-care, but we need also to care for others. But just okay, just make it short. Next is O is for organize. This is the best time to organize our time, our resources, our activities, the things at home, right? We organize our time. And for those who are now working at home, we need to plan a new routine because this time you will not be commuting anymore, and you need to outline activities for the week for your children, those who are married, those who have children. What are your activities for the week? This is the time to plan and organize. And then declutter your home. Maybe this is the time to, apply some Mary Kundo. Oh, sorry for the noise. Mary Kundo at your house. Declutter. Give away extra stuff at home. Sorry for my background noise. Okay, V is for value relationships. This is the time to create bonding moments with your family members. This is the time to keep in touch with with your loved ones. Call your parents, call your sisters, call your cousins. Kumusta kayo dyan? How are you? Or your friendships. This is the time to reconnect. Because we have technology, we can do that. Although we have social distancing physically distance, physically apart, but through technology, we could stay in touch. And this is the best time to care, to establish relationships. Next is innovate. This is the time to be creative. This is the time to be resourceful. This is the time to release the artist or the scientist in you, and you build on what you have. I like what I want Sister Angel to share what she did at her house. It's very nice. She had a tour with her children. And also I saw another mommy used who made a Jumanji game out of their boxes in their house. This is the time to be creative because it's so boring at home. You have limited things to do, but this is the time to imagine and create. So this is the time to innovate. for I. And then next is D, develop resilience. So it could be stressful, and psychologists say that it's normal to feel anxiety and stress during times of pandemic, especially you would hear in the news, and especially international news, that thousands and thousands of positive cases are added every day, and then there's thousands of deaths too every day. And these are the rich countries, and a lot of us are dependent on the rich countries, especially those who have funding from US. When you work in an NGO, you get funding from these countries, or when you are working at home, you are employed by these countries, and if their economy are down, oh, that would have an implication on us too. So that's a lot of things to think about. But let us develop resilience. Let us identify what are our stress triggers at this moment, and let us focus on the things that we can control. Then we set personal boundaries. We need to limit our social media time, limit our consumption of news, because sometimes we don't know which is the real thing and which is the fake ones. Some are saying we cannot rely on the facts that are presented by the government because they might be hiding something, and some are saying that you need to trust the facts from reliable sources like DOH. It's really confusing. This can bring a lot of stress to us. So what I want to say is that we humans are resilient by nature, and we Filipinos are resilient too. We've been through a lot of typhoons, a lot of calamities, of a lot of things, but we are resilient by nature. So yeah, and we need just share this mindset shift pandemic to release some stress. So, for example, you feel like you're stuck in home. It's better to say that I get to be safe in my home and spend time with my family. And then your mind says, I will get sick. And you will say, I will self isolate, I will clean my hands and decrease my chance of getting sick. Then maybe you would say, maybe your mind would, I will run out of items at home during self-isolation. But you shift your mindset. I have resources that I can use. I have enough for what I need today. If your mind say everything is shutting down, I'm panicking, and then you shift your mindset to the most important thing is the medical centers, grocery stores, and the other establishments that offer basic needs are still open. And then if your mindset say, tells there is too much uncertainty right now, so you say I can only control what I can control. Short presentation. So so just to wrap it up for my COVID-19, COVID. How do you manage your stress, your anxiety? First, care. Second, organize. Third, value relationships. I innovate. D, develop resilience. And I have a homework for you because it's COVID-19. I want you to list 19 activities to keep you busy and happy during this community quarantine. Think of 19 activities that would already shift your mindset from the the news outside. List of 19 activities to keep you busy, and then write this as an entry on World Pulse, so we could encourage other sisters who are experiencing anxiety and stress at this moment. Maybe there are there are sisters who panic. So what are your secrets, or how do you cope? What do you plan to do? Do you plan to have a TikTok account? Do you want to start a YouTube channel? or do you want to do 19 activities and post it on World Post, so we would be encouraged to do the same. Okay, so that's all, and I will throw the ball to May Ann so she can throw the ball to everyone else to ask the same question. How do you cope anxiety? Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. I'd like to acknowledge everyone who is here right now. Hello, Kitora. Hi, Angel. Hi, Ate
Yeah.
Caroline. Hi, Ate
Hello.
Josie, and also Kate Mary.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. So, Ate Pulay said mag-TikTok. Do you know TikTok, Kitora?
Oo.
I haven't tried that yet, but I think that's the let's try that.
Okay. So, any thoughts? How do you cope COVID-19? Angel would you like to share what you are making?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hi. Hello. Good evening, everyone. So
Good
actually, I
evening.
have these 5 tips that I am personally using on how to cope with crisis. We're talking about crisis, right? The first is check that you are physically safe. So actually, right now, it is very harmful for us to be going out. So it would be best if we will just stay indoors and to ensure the safety of our family. Second is check that you are getting medical, psychological, and legal help if you need it. That is why I'm actually always on the net and browsing my Facebook for whatever type of help that I will be getting from, or perhaps whatever type of help also that I can as well give. And also, third is you've got to stay physically, emotionally, and of course, mentally active. Because what is happening right now is actually causing world panic. So I'm sure that everybody's actually feeling this right now. I'm sure this is the kind of crisis that every mom is quite fearful, especially for our kids. That is why we need to be always physically alert, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. Fourth is make sure that you keep pleasure in the things that you do in life. Try to maintain also the routines that you are doing every day as much as possible. So if you are on the stage of panicking already, please do not succumb to that emotion, because panicking will not get you anywhere, and eventually it will just um, give you an emotional shutdown. So we need to be always alert, especially as mothers. We have children to tend to. And that is why I've got these things that I am always doing with my kids, just to make sure that they are entertained. Our walls are actually full of drawings already. Just earlier today, I even painted another wall near our sea already. The Disneyland, and I was pretending that we are in Hong Kong, and I am touring them there to see the Disney princesses and the cartoon characters that they most like. I'm fearful that when my husband come back, he will be, I don't know if he is going to be amazed or what, but I'm sure that he will not be in favor with what I'm doing, because our house actually needs a repair already. And I've been telling him it's okay that I will be making smudges on our walls. and we were going to repair if we got a good loan. Don't you worry, we're gonna build a four-story house, and the upper one is going to be my art studio, and I will not be bothering you for all my arts anymore. So that was it. And also my kids are really entertained because they kept on asking me, Mom, why is we can't go out? Because every time Saturdays and Sundays, I usually bring them to a public what's this playground? The Astrodome area, Ma'am Pauline. You know that, right? In the Astrodome area, because they are free to roam around and run about. But this time, they are actually wondering why I'm home for so long, but I am not taking them out. So I tried to explain to them that there are monsters outside. But the kids, the younger ones, don't believe me because they are telling me monsters only at night, not in the morning. So that is why I have to go to the extent of fooling them that they will actually be able to forget about going out. So that is why I've got to bring them to ride with me in the airplane. So I've got an airplane window. And even I actually did that in my TikTok application that Mommy and just mentioned earlier. So one co-teacher of me actually messaged me right away na, what are you doing? Do you know what are you doing, Rani? Where the hell are you going? Don't you know that everyone is panicking and yet you are on a vacation? Because she thought that I was actually literally on a plane. So that lead them amazed actually. So that was it. Try to do something according to Sis Karen. We've got to list things that will let us wander out from this panic. So we've got to entertain not only ourselves, but also our kids, our family. So the fifth is check that you are okay, that you are eating well and getting enough sleep. So eating nowadays is not that important as for me, because I usually eat 2 times a day only today because I've got this thought that I will not overeat just to maintain our physique, in which our aim is not to get bloated at the end of this quarantine period, but also to give us a healthy body. And besides, I am making my what's this, the stocks last longer, because we don't know if it is still available outside in the stores. We've got this scheduling in going out to buy the necessities, and I don't know if there are actually still some stocks that are sellable. And also get enough sleep, and that's very important. But as for me, the earliest time that I usually goes to sleep is 1 in the morning, and I usually wake up at 5 a.m. and just take a nap siesta during noontime, because I've got these kids and they are all very hyperactive. But anyway, being a mom is precious, and that's one big thing that we cannot take from us. So those are the things, that 5 things that I am right now doing in order for me to personally cope up with this crisis. So may I give again the ball to Sismi, and thank you everyone for listening to my personal coping of this crisis. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. That's very creative. I really like it. For me here, I'm not doing something creative because in the morning I'm actually working from 8 a.m. to
Oh,
5 because we cannot go
so
to
you
work.
still go out?
Staying working from home.
Ah, okay, okay.
So I work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then in the evening I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing this webinar. So not much because I don't have kids yet. So
Yes, yes.
I just actually do some things, and then actually I haven't done anything yet. It's more on work. Uh, but in the morning, I really need to have time to wake up early in the morning and have an exercise. That's the one thing that
Yes.
I need to do.
Good.
And also uh, do the devotion. Okay. How about you, Ati Pauline? What are you? How are you?
Actually working.
Oh, still working also.
Yeah. I also work. Like this afternoon, I just made some consultations. Well, using the phone, of course, because they don't have internet in the villages. So I have consultations with civil society organization leaders on how we sit there in their areas and what would be our contingency plans. So I in the morning I still have the same routine because like when I'm working, when there is no quarantine, when we are not locked down, because I'm not an 8 to 5 person. So like I do my I do the housework in the morning, let's say, and then go out at 10 o'clock in the morning. So what happens now is that I still dress up as if I'm going out. So I wear the dresses that I wear to
Wow.
office at daytime during work hours, and then I would still apply makeup like I'm going out, no, but I'm not going out. I'm just staying at home and have lots of good thing is um able to read more. Like for since I self quarantined, I was able to finish like this one. Like I was able to finish 3 books. Hmm, okay, so this is the second one. The second one, yeah.
Wow.
This is the second book I finished.
Oh,
Very good. And then I'm reading this now.
wow. Is that a novel?
Yeah, Salman Rushdie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm almost halfway, more than halfway.
good.
And they're lining up for my attention. So here, uh so they're calling me. So and several other things. So I have like backlog of reading here. So there are still, this is still unopened. What I bought during the Big Bad Wolf. No. And then also I traffic. I know I traffic. You know why? My son and my daughter-in-law are busy. They're making masks like this. I
Wow.
um I actually ordered. I actually asked them to make some masks. Give me to make 100 masks so that we can give it away. What happened is that
Wow.
the orders kept coming.
Wow.
It's really a labor of love. So
Wow.
the I haven't given away except for a few because there are other requests coming. So what I do, I have to ensure that there's a foot bath on the porch. So for clients coming in so that they won't go to the shop anymore. So I would be overhearing someone coming, so I would go out. So I do some traffic, and then the paranoid person that I am. So I'm ready with my disinfectant, so spray. Yeah.
Take that off.
And then of course, hubby is here. That's the only time that I'm here for like 5, 7 straight days.
That's a
Yeah,
long day.
yeah, and it's going to be no, no, it's going to be longer. Yeah. So I unlike the ones that are getting bored. I'm not getting bored actually because there are lots of things to do. And at the same time, you're using social media for your advocacy.
That's
So
right.
that's why. And then you have time to encourage sisters on World Pulse, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I have some projects in mind also.
Very good.
Except for uh, arranging my closet.
To make
And
you busy.
yeah, yeah. I don't even think that I can do that, no, because there are projects coming up in my mind. Mm. So it's you know, I'm, I think we're coping well and eating well and sleeping
Wow.
well also. Yeah,
Very
but
good.
I like what Angel is doing. It's so creative. I I
Thank
like
you.
looking at them.
Thank you, Ate Pauline. Um, how about you, Mommy Josie? Would you like to share? How are you coping with your uh, quarantine in your house?
Doing lots of uh, updating some backlogs because I have lots of backlogs already. So I'm just living one day at a time,
Right.
and but I'm still really focusing my priority on my son, on uh, his training, his education. So it's more of that, and aside from that, more on keeping myself updated with the news, more on prayers, reading the Bible, um, also uh, cleaning the paligid, yung mga bagay-bagay na I mean, there's a lot of backlogs also sa mga that you have to clean the house in every area. So I'm doing that. I still up to not my neck up to here. So there's still a lot of things to do. Plus up to I have to do also some webinars. Really need to do lots of them. I have to schedule them and everything. Plus all the household chores. So that's why when I said I really feel like I still lack times, it's really literally I do. That's what I feel. So not when it comes to the coping up to this quarantine, for me it's really more of a gift for me because I have more time to do things that I need to do. That's it.
Thank you, Mommy Josie.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, Karen, would you like to add?
My life, I just realized that my life is really about, matagal na akong naka-quarantine. Nothing changed except for, except that my husband is at home working, and I if it sounds selfish, but I'm grateful that there are canceled activities because I really thought this is going to be a super busy month. Like, I think all of our weekends are already filled. When I was talking to the awesome mommies, like, paano ba yan? Magagalit na ang ating mga asawa niyan. Sila nang bantay ng ating mga anak. Kasi our weekends are filled already. We have a lot of activities. But because of the canceled gatherings, we have more family time instead. So, yeah. But my life is the same. I also feel what Mommy Josie feel like. I still lack time because I have been trying to fit my schedule. Where will I learn a new course? Although I plan to learn a new course because in udemy.com you could enroll courses. There are free courses there. You could increase your skills, whether it's in tech or whatever. Just type free and you will find free courses there. Also plan to have a YouTube channel because Mommy Josie already has one. And then Mommy Rain is also already a vlogger. And then who's that? Mommy Tess also has a YouTube channel. Like, oh, me. And Mommy Angel also is a vlogger. So maybe we will start a YouTube channel, but I will plan for that. And yeah, but basically, I just realized my whole life is in quarantine. Yeah.
Thank you, Karen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. And he's sleeping na.
Thank you, Karen. Okay, so I think we're able to share our experience while we are on a lockdown, and I hope that those who are watching us. So let me acknowledge those who actually check on us. Embo Arts, Kate Mary, who was here a while ago, and then Kitora, she was here, and also Romana was asking about the link, but maybe she has an errands, but she was actually trying to access the link a while ago. And then also those who are watching on the online, Miranda also, yeah. So that's it. I hope that you're able to learn. And I took a picture of the uh, COVID code. It says here, C is care, O is organize, V is value relationships, I is innovate, and then D is develop resilience. And then we have assignments, list down 19 activities to keep us busy and write it on World Polls. And then everyone can share it, like numerate or simple things, activities that we can write. All right, so that's it. So thank you very much for joining us. Tomorrow we are going to have a webinar. It's going to be Facebook Live, and we hope that you will join us again. The topic of the webinar is about what's that? Autism
Parenting
Parenting
101.
101. And Mommy Jose is the one who will actually share this. And we hope that you will join us again because um, this is going to be amazing topic for those for those parents, mommies who have special kids. Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
Mommy Josie is giving free trainings for parents
Yeah. So
because that's her advocacy, so that parents will no longer enroll their children to therapies.
yeah, that's nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So
please join us for the live webinar.
yeah.
That's
So
her
let's
advocacy.
Yeah, so we invite you, everyone, to join us and listen and watch tomorrow. It's going to be a Facebook Live. All right, so thank you very much. And we hope that you learn about this coping. How are we going to cope with this COVID-19? And we are looking forward that we will be more creative, innovative, and
Yes,
then we
thank you
can
very
be
much.
healthy and still empowered women. All right. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
good
you,
night's sleep. Thank
Pence.
you for those watching.
You.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.